Have you ever considered solo traveling but held back because of your fear of loneliness and you're not sure how to meet new people when traveling abroad? Then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Joro. I'm an insecure adventurer who wants to inspire others to get out there and explore the world. I also like to talk about adventure, travel, connection, love, and happiness. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Okay. Today, I'm going to be talking about tips on how to make friends while you're solo traveling and meeting people from across the world that you normally wouldn't cross paths with. And meeting people from across the world who you normally wouldn't cross paths with is one of my favorite things about traveling. It's so great. I think traveling attracts like the best, most interesting kind of people. So you definitely don't want to miss out on these connections whilst you're traveling, and don't let being afraid of putting yourself out there and making new friends hold you back from solo traveling, because it is so easy to make friends while you're solo traveling. I actually genuinely think that it's harder to not meet people or make any friends than it is to meet people and make friends, because everyone is there kind of doing the same thing and they all want to connect and it's so easy. So let me get into why it's easy and how you can do it too. So first things first, when you're solo traveling and you want to meet people, you're going to stay at a hostel. And I'll make a whole other video about how to find the hostel that's right for you and ultimately pick out of the very many options that there are. But the reason that you're going to want to stay at a hostel is because other travelers are also going to be staying there. They're going to have a lot of activities most of the time for you to sign up for, that other people are going to sign up for, and there's just like a general aura, there's a general ambiance of wanting to meet people and make friends. So like I said, the hostel is going to most likely have a plethora or at least a few activities. So you're going to want to look at all the activities that are listed, and they'll have maybe certain like things that you can sign up for off the premises, as well as like nightly activities on the premises that are meant to stimulate a social atmosphere and get people connected. So for example, one of the off-site activities would be like a walking tour or some other type of excursion, and then on-site later that night there might be a happy hour or karaoke, game night, something like that. So whichever one of those like appeals to you and your personality, or even if it doesn't and you really just want to make friends, sign up for that. That is going to be probably the easiest way to meet people and kind of like less awkward, I guess, than just going up and talking to somebody out of nowhere. With that being said, you can totally go up and talk to somebody out of nowhere. I know it sounds scary, and even me, like I hesitate to do this sometimes, but like I said, most people, if not everyone, wants to connect and make new friends, or at least have a conversation. And keep in mind, if they're not receptive to you trying to like make new friends or connect, that is a total reflection on them. It has nothing to do with you, and it's probably someone that you don't really want to be friends with anyways. Everybody else, I'd say like 98% of the people that I've come across in my travels are so nice, so welcoming, so including. Like you meet them that day and then they're inviting you to whatever they're off to next, and you spend the next couple of days bonding and hanging out and doing really fun things together. And I've met people that I still keep in touch with. Anyways, so walking up to someone and starting a conversation. Remember when we were kids and it was like the first day of kindergarten or whatever, you were in a new class and you walked up to someone and you said, "Hi, I'm Jordan. Want to be friends?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then you played on the playground together. We're going to take that same energy and apply it to this situation, because it's basically the same thing. You can start a conversation with someone, hang out in the common areas. So there's most likely going to be a common area, if not a couple different common areas where you can hang out. And I would just, like you'll feel the vibes, but you might be like sitting on the couch next to someone and you can just start a conversation off nothing. So some easy things to start conversations about: you can ask someone a question about themselves, or about like what they're doing, or even about the hostel or the surrounding area. So for example, maybe not if someone's reading a book, because they might want to just read their book, but that was the first thing that came to mind. If they're reading a book, hey, like, what book are you reading? Do you like to read? Like, what kind of books do you normally read? Do you have any suggestions? That's just an example, maybe not the best one. You can ask them like, hey, like, have you been here long? Or like, when did you get in? Have you done anything cool that you think like would be good for me to do? Or if you're, just in the common area and you actually have a question about like, oh, do you know how to work the stove? I don't know. So that's one way, ask a question. Another way is complimenting. So you can say like, hey, I really like your X, Y, or Z. And then the key is to like start a conversation off of that if you can. So ask them a question about like where they got it, or like, then you can kind of segue into, if you just literally walk up to someone and you're like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh, I'm bad at small talk. Where do I go from there? That is what I love about traveling, is I'm very bad at small talk, or I consider myself to not be great at small talk in like my everyday life. But with traveling, it's so easy because the questions are right there in front of you. Hey, how's it going? Like, where are you from? And you can start a whole conversation based off their answer. Or like, if you say where you're from, they might have something to say about that. Oh, like, how long have you been traveling? Where else have you traveled to? How long are you here for? Is there anything you're looking forward to doing here? Like, it's just so easy to start talking about travel related things, and then you'll branch off from there. And then, if you see a group of people, and this might be very intimidating, but just put yourself out there. I promise they will be receptive. And like I said, if they're not, then you don't want to hang out with them anyways, because they're probably not nice people. If you see people like playing cards or just like sitting in a group and chatting, and you want to be a part of that group, they seem like people that you'd want to hang out with, just walk up to them and say like, hey, like, what card game are you playing? Do you mind if I join? Or something like that. Or like, if they're just chatting, you can be like, hey, how's it going? Like, I just got here today. I'm trying to meet new people. Like, do you mind if I stay here? Or if you didn't get there that day, just be like, hey, like, how's it going? My name's Jordan. Like, I haven't really met very many people yet, and I'm trying to socialize. Do you guys like mind if I stay here and chat with you? It sounds so scary, but like, everyone's gonna say yeah, because that's just the vibe. That's just like the social atmosphere of traveling. Everyone is so welcoming, and like I said, this is all you putting yourself out there, but people will probably come up to you and start conversations. Or if they're playing cards and they see you, they might try to include you too. I've just been sitting minding my own business, and people have come up to me and been like, hey, like, we're going to get some food. Do you want to come? I saw you hanging out by the pool earlier. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, that was a tangent. This video is more so for you taking action and responsibility and like going out of your way to make friends. So we'll stay on that. But so those are all things that you can do at the hostel or like in person. So those are all things that you can do at the hostel. If you're not having luck at the hostel, there's a couple things you can do. One, I would sign up maybe for like another activity through like Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor or something else outside of the hostel, and hope that there'll be people around your age, or maybe even not. You can expand your horizons, solo or in a group that you vibe with. I've met multiple people. I did like a cooking class. I did a food walking tour and got to chatting with some people, and we became friends and invited me to do something else another time. And then the other biggest tool I would say in your disposal is Hostelworld. So Hostelworld, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a website and an app. So you need to download the app that you can use to find hostels. That was like their main thing when they first started, but now they have a whole social like side to the app, which is really cool. It's a newer feature to me. I just noticed it on my most recent trip. So, going back to things to do at the hostel, most hostels, like the social ones, will have a group chat, and they'll have like a QR code that you can scan so you can join the group chat on WhatsApp. Join the group chat because they'll be blasting out all the daily activities, and then people will be in there being like, hey, like who's going to like this event, or like who's doing this, whatever. Like I'm thinking about going to see blah, blah, blah. Does anyone want to come? Or like I'm going to go get drinks. You get the point. So join the group chat, look out for things that people are saying, or post in your own. Which brings me back to the Hostelworld app. On the Hostelworld app, when you have an upcoming reservation in a certain city, you will unlock the group chat for that city. So this will be people from all over, staying all over, not just in your hostel, just like anybody that's also staying in the same area at the same time. And you can post in that chat, or you can see what people are saying in that chat. People will post. I'll just say, like, I haven't had to use any of these features yet because I've had such, I wouldn't even call it luck, but just a typical experience at a hostel where I've made friends there. So you might not even need to use this, but I have seen people doing it. So, sorry, technical difficulties. My phone ran out of storage. Anyways, as I was saying, utilize the group chat on Hostelworld as well. So that'll also have people that are staying in different hostels. So there's more options. And a feature that you can turn on your Hostelworld app on your profile is that you're feeling social or like you want to hang. I can't remember the exact thing. I'll like input a video or screenshot here. But that shows people that you want to make friends. So when you use the Hostelworld app and you go to your upcoming reservations, you can see who else is staying at the hostel at the same time as you, which is pretty cool. So you can go through and see other people's profiles that are active and want to be social. And then you can also probably just scroll through the group chat of the town that you're staying in, and see the same thing, like who's staying there during the same time as you and who wants to be social. And then you can look at people's profiles, and on your profile, you can put like places that you've lived. It'll show what countries you've traveled to, not all the countries unless you've booked through Hostelworld, but which ones you've stayed at through Hostelworld. And you can have like all these different types of interest. So you can find someone's profile and you can see if they are interested in similar things as you, and then you can directly reach out to them. So I actually had someone do this to me. I didn't see the message until actually right now when I was trying to like look through this for the video, but they reached out to me and they said, hey, I see you're staying in Cartagena the same days as me. Like, I would love to meet up and hang out if you're available. And I don't think that this is creepy or like weird, which it may seem like it could be, because you are showing on your profile that you're social and you want to hang out. So this is the type of thing that you are basically signing up for and saying like, yeah, I'm open to people wanting to connect with me and directly reach out. So those are pretty much all the other options. So I'd say those are the main ways to make friends while traveling. Another thing, if you're staying somewhere for a long time, like I went to Cape Town for 5 weeks, and this was my first solo trip that I had done, so I wasn't really sure how to make friends. And since I was going to be there for the whole time, I went on Facebook and joined like a digital nomads Cape Town Facebook group. So you could do something like that, or like a traveling through whatever place Facebook group if you're going to be there for a while. You can post on there and say like, hey, I'm Jordan. I'm from San Diego. I'm going to be in Cape Town for 5 weeks. Like, these are the types of things that I'm interested in. If you ever want to go to a farmer's market or see live music, then like message me or something like that. And I did get a lot of decent like responses, and I met up with 2 people from that Facebook post. So that's also another option. But just remember to breathe. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Everyone is so nice and also wanting to make friends and connect. And traveling is so amazing. Don't let the fear of being alone or having to put yourself out there hold you back. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate if you could give me a like. And if you're still hesitating with solo travel, or if there's another reason that's holding you back, please drop it in the comments so that I can potentially make another video to help you break those limiting beliefs and get you on your first solo adventure, because solo traveling is amazing. I think everyone should do it at least once, and it's one of the best things ever. I'm going to make more videos on why I love it so much, how to do it, all that good stuff. So if that interests you, again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching. Bye.